The target wasn't infrastructure, it was the system's head. Saturday, February 28th. Pre-dawn. 100 Israeli fighter jets cross into Iranian airspace and head straight for Tehran. Not border installations, not remote desert sites. The Pontic capital. This was part of a combined force of 200 aircraft, American and Israeli, flying the largest joint air operation in modern Middle Eastern history. Israel called it Operation Roaring Lion. The U.S. ran its own parallel campaign under a different name, Operation Epic Fury. Authorized by Trump with 9 words, Operation Epic Fury is approved. No aborts. Good luck. The primary target wasn't infrastructure. It wasn't a weapons depot. It wasn't a missile silo. It was a man. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, supreme leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran for over 3 decades, was killed in the strike. With him, most of the senior military and intelligence command. Gone in the first wave. Leadership compounds, intelligence centers, government facilities in the heart of Tehran, hit with a precision that suggests months, maybe years, of targeting preparation. This wasn't an airstrike. This was a decapitation. And it worked. But the jets didn't stop there. Iran's air defense batteries neutralized in the opening hours to guarantee freedom of maneuver across the entire country. Ballistic missile sites across multiple locations struck. Iranian Navy warships destroyed in the first days. And then, the target Israel had been waiting decades to reach. Natanz, Iran's crown jewel nuclear facility, confirmed hit by the International Atomic Energy Agency. With air defenses suppressed, deeply buried underground installations became operationally accessible for the first time. The Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington has already scheduled an analytical event on, and listen to this language carefully, and the remnants of the Iranian nuclear program. Remnants. That word tells you everything about the scale of damage. By Monday night, just 72 hours in, Israel had dropped over 2,500 bombs on Iranian territory. The United States, operating in parallel, had struck double the number of targets. Combined, the campaign already exceeded the total bombing density of the entire 12-day conflict from June 2025. More than 1,800 targets hit in 5 days. This is not a limited strike. This is a strategic dismantling operation. Now, what does this actually mean beyond the explosions? 3 things. First, regime decapitation as a stated objective. Khamenei's death was not collateral damage. It was the mission. The United States and Israel executed the equivalent of surgically removing the command chain of a nation-state. The bet is that without its historic leadership, the regime either collapses institutionally or enters decision-making paralysis. This is regime change by air power. No ground invasion, no occupation. There is no documented precedent for this at this scale in the 21st century. Second, the nuclear question. Israel has spent decades warning that Iran was approaching a nuclear threshold. Saturday night, they tried to close that door permanently. Whether they succeeded completely is unclear. The CSIS language suggests the program was severely degraded, but not necessarily eliminated. And that distinction matters. A wounded nuclear program in a decapitated state is arguably more dangerous than a functioning one under centralized control. Third, the message to everyone else. 200 aircraft operating freely inside Iranian airspace sends a signal that goes far beyond Tehran. It tells Hezbollah, Hamas, Iraqi militias, the entire axis of resistance, the Iranian security umbrella that protected you for 40 years, is compromised. The architecture of Shia influence across the Middle East, built over 4 decades of strategic patience, is being dismantled. In real time, Iran hit back, fast and wide. Drones and missiles toward Israel. 12 Israelis injured on March 3rd. Drone strikes on the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh, the embassy in Kuwait, a command building at the American Air Base in Bahrain. The commercial port of Duqm in Oman, a neutral country. The U.S. consulate in Dubai, hit by suspected drones. 6 American soldiers killed in Kuwait. This is not a proportional response. It's a scatter pattern. A fragmented military apparatus lashing out at every American and Israeli footprint it can reach, which raises the most uncomfortable question of this entire operation. Who is making decisions in Tehran right now? Khamenei held the entire system together. The IRGC, the regular military, the intelligence services, the political establishment, all of it flowed through him. With that center removed, what fills the vacuum? Is it a unified emergency command? Is it IRGC factions operating on pre-authorized strike plans? Or is it something worse? Multiple power centers acting independently, each with access to drones, missiles, and asymmetric capabilities. But none with the authority or the incentive to stop. Washington's theory is that decapitation produces surrender or managed transition. History's track record says otherwise. Back home, the politics are already fracturing. 3 independent polls show a majority of Americans do not support the operations in Iran. Senator Mark Warner called it a war of choice, with no clear objective and no exit plan. Gas prices jumped 11 cents in a single night. Wall Street dropped across the board. Trump says 4 to 5 weeks. But the operational logic is already outrunning that timeline. 1,800 targets in 5 days. Embassies under attack across the region. No functioning diplomatic channel. Oman, the traditional back channel, is now itself a target. There is no identified Iranian interlocutor with the authority to negotiate. And on the American side, Trump signaled openness to talk to new leadership. But there is no new leadership. Not yet. Maybe not for a long time. 100 jets over Tehran. A supreme leader killed. A nuclear program in ruins. And a region that is not calming down, but spiraling outward. The operation succeeded militarily. The question now is whether military success and strategic success are even the same thing. Because you can destroy a command structure in a single night. But what grows in the wreckage, that part takes longer to see. And by then, it may be too late to shape it.